Hi guys, and welcome to today's video. So in today's video we are going to be going over a collective perfume haul, and I do have 6 fragrances to go over, and 3 of them I absolutely love and 3 of them not so much. So 4 of these perfumes I did pick up myself, and 2 were sent to me by Dossier, and they were sent to me for my unbiased review. And I will be giving away one of these perfumes to one of you lovely people who are subscribed. So stick around until the end for the rules for that. But let's go ahead and get into the fragrances. The first perfume that I picked up is Stash by Sarah Jessica Parker, and this is Unspoken. First of all, I love Sarah Jessica Parker. So I was a little disappointed that I didn't love Stash. So I did see Unspoken. So I started looking up reviews. It was Stephanie SMLXO. She spoke about this perfume in 2 separate videos, saying that it was a beautiful, like, beach kind of scent, reminds her of summer. And I've always had it on my radar, but I kind of missed getting it this past summer. And then my mother-in-law gifted me a Kohl's cash for mine and my husband's anniversary, and she gives me a Kohl's card every year, and I usually save it for fragrance, but most of their fragrances are on the pricier side. So when I saw this on sale for what it usually retails for, I did go ahead and pick it up. And I will say that when I got this, it was very, I enjoyed it right away, but it was a little basic to me. But guys, this scent in cooler weather blossoms. So it's a very beautiful coconut scent. There is no coconut in here, at least none that they disclose. This perfume has notes of pink pepper, quince, honeysuckle, peony, wisteria, tonka bean, sandalwood, valbenum, and musk. And again, this isn't anything overly like unique. I've smelled perfumes like this, but I don't really have a scent like this in my collection. I have been looking for like the perfect suntanny beach scent, and I'm learning that I actually prefer it to be more of a coconutty tropical scent, and I think this one fits the bill. And in cooler weather, oh God, this is even more beautiful. I get more of the florals in here, more of the peony, and then it does get a little bit sweeter, surprisingly. But yeah, I wore this recently when it was cooler outside. I tested along with some of my other perfumes that kind of gave me that same like beachy vibe, and this outperformed them. And this is a celebrity scent. This lasted about a good 6 hours on my skin, and I liked how it faded to this really tart kind of tropical scent after like the 5-hour mark. So again, that's Sarah Jessica Parker's Stash, and this one surprised me a little bit, so I'm happy I got that one in my collection. So I've already discussed this next perfume in 2 of my videos, but it was always meant to be in this haul, and that is Maison Lancome's Jasmine Marzipan. Here's the bottle. So the notes in Jasmine Marzipan are jasmine sambac, jasmine, almond wood, musk, bourbon vanilla, sandalwood, and cashmere wood. And I don't know if once this perfume settles a little bit, if I'll start picking up a little bit more of that bourbon vanilla, but right now this is just a very well blended, beautiful, musky jasmine scent with a woody dry down. Not too complex. The jasmine in here is a bit heady. It can be a little headache inducing if you overspray this. You do not need a lot of this perfume. This is a powerhouse, I would say. Maybe not as loud as Oud Bouquet or dark, but definitely one that projects. This scent pierces through masks. This scent has a beautiful sillage, and I think this is a very nice like signature scent. Very feminine, but without being too girly. I will have to see if over time the vanilla starts to settle in this one, but right now I don't really get the vanilla. This isn't sweet or gourmand to my nose. This is more about the jasmine to me. So I do want to maybe follow this up over time and see if it changes a little bit, but this is one that was a love at first sniff. Okay, so this next one it's probably my line by fail. And this is actually a very popular perfume, I would say more in the fragrance community online. But I did look up some reviews here on YouTube and people do enjoy this scent. So I really apologize if you guys like this, but this one is Serge Lutens Datura Noir. This perfume has notes of tuberose, almond, coconut, heliotrope, Chinese osmanthus, vanilla, tonka bean, lemon blossom, myrrh, musk, apricot, and mandarin orange. Perfume to me has a floralness to it that I didn't understand, but did understand, if that makes sense. Something that I'm familiar with, but I don't know the term. So I started looking at the reviews, and someone said that this perfume smelled indolic. So I took to the internet and started Googling indol. And then I remembered that my girl Manahil had a video on indolic perfumes. So if you want to learn more about indolic perfumes, I will have her video linked down below. It has a lot of information on indol and animalic perfumes, and I'm learning that Serge Lutens perfumes are a little bit more that style of perfumery. I do have Féminine du Bois, so that was a little bit more skanky, a term that I learned here from Maite. I'm just finding that the few perfumes that I've tried of them have kind of like that. It's kind of like Manahil describes after being intimate, just how, you know, people's bodies, they heat up. And for me, that is the same scent that I get on a very hot, sticky day when you're walking around flowers. And I'm not a gardener, so I couldn't tell you, oh, this is that kind of flower or that kind of flower. But there are certain flowers that I smell on a hot, humid day, and it has that kind of indolic smell, the same. It's like she says, carnal. You guys have to check out her video, because once I saw that review, did a little bit of research, and then saw her video, it all made sense. That is what this perfume smells like. So this on my skin is very floral. Again, has that indolic, you know, smell to it, and has this screechy sunscreen type of vibe with like a soapiness underneath it all. A lot going on in this perfume. This is a perfume with I would say a little bit of complexity. I thought it was just going to be a really nice creamy tuberose scent. That's why I picked it up. I did pick this up after seeing a review on it. I feel like the newer people who are going to be out here reviewing perfumes, they're going to really shake things up, because they are the ones that are more into the science and chemistry behind perfume, like Manahil is, and I can appreciate that. It's a great way to really know what you're getting into before you're blind buying. I do want to still test this out in cooler weather to see if it's something that I like, but it is one that is a little challenging for me. It isn't coconutty to my nose. There is a slight creaminess, but not really coconutty. To me, this is very much like a screechy suntan on my skin. This is, of course, subjective to everyone. It can totally pull coconutty on your skin, but it doesn't pull like that on my skin. And again, that is Datura Noir. Okay, another one that didn't really work out for me, but I do want to try it out a little bit more. And that is Maison Lancome's Lavandes Trianon. And it's getting dark, so the lighting in here is really bad. Lavandes Trianon. This is a tricky one. This perfume, when I first picked it up and sprayed it, it was sweeter than I was expecting. This perfume definitely is one that I would say you have to see how it plays on your skin, because the reviews on this were mixed. Some people got more lavender and some people got more of like the vanilla, and it came off a little like gourmand to them. I would say that's how it pulled on my skin. I was hoping for more of the lavender. This has notes of lavender, vanilla sugar, Madagascar vanilla, and milk. My frag friends and us, we had a conversation and everyone got the same thing. Kind of like a sugar cookie, or I think MJ said vanilla cookie, which probably makes more sense because of the vanilla that's in here. but this is very much like a baked kind of sweet cookie scent, and the lavender in here is very soft. I will say that when I wore this the next day and walked the dogs in the heat, I picked up the lavender a little bit more in like the places on my arms where it got hotter. But I'm learning that I do not like overly gourmand scents. While I love sweet scents, I don't like scents that smell like dessert. Overly dessert perfumes make me a little queasy, so I'm not sure if this one's going to work for me. I want to see if maybe the lavender comes through a little bit more, but so far this isn't like a win for me. Something about lavender smells very luxe to me. It reminds me of Christmas when it's mixed in with sweet, kind of like my Livre and Livre Intense. I always say that they smell luxe and rich, and this smells luxe and rich, and I enjoy it from the bottle, but on my skin it pulls very vanilla and very sugary on my skin. So I have to play with this one a little bit more. I'm still on the fence with this one. Now let's get into the Dossier review. I can't really comment on shipping because these were sent to me and they came fairly quickly. So I did kind of want to mention that. But just so you can see the presentation, I do like the box. It's nice and small, not anything too bulky or big. And then when you open it up, it has the perfume inside, and then it has a little sample for you to try out, so that before you open the bottle and spray it, you can try it before you like commit to it. And if you decide you do not like the scent, you could send it back for a refund minus the shipping. So just keep that in mind. And then it also comes with this nice card, and it gives you the notes, but the notes are also on the actual perfume. And then it has like a little thank you and then how it works. So do read the insert before diving right into the perfume. And then the perfume comes in this very sleek round bottle, and as you may already know, the cap is magnetic. And this is a very nice light aluminum cap. And then again, the notes come right on the perfume, which if you're a perfume reviewer, you might actually like. Some of you might not care. But the top notes on woody sandalwood are violet leaves, cardamom. Middle notes are orris, ambrox, cedarwood, cypriol. And then the base notes are musk, sandalwood, and amber. And then this is supposed to be duping, cloning, inspired by, whatever you like to use. At the end of the day, this one is copying a much more expensive brand. This is targeted towards people who don't find the need to spend, that much on perfume. But a bottle of Le Labo Santal 33, which I'll pop a picture of right here, which, as you can see, even the packaging is a little similar, very simple, retails for $2.80. And the woody sandalwood is $39. They do have like niche inspired, which is $39, and then more of their designer ones for $29. I will say that I do enjoy their price point a lot more than other clone houses, inspired by houses that I've seen. Designer perfumes you can get at a more affordable cost at discount shops. So I would say that the $29 price point is very good. So do they smell alike? To my nose, testing these out side by side, I would say that this is about an 80%. It is a dupe. It's not a clone. It isn't exact for exact. Now, in the air, when you wear this and just have it on, I could definitely see you getting away and people thinking you have Santal 33. The only time that I picked up on the differences was when I was putting my nose to rest. Now, this doesn't have citrus notes to them, but there is like a freshness to both these scents. And for whatever reason, this one, the woody sandalwood, has like there's a sourness to woody sandalwood that I don't get in the Labo Santal 33. And the sourness is there for about a good 15 minutes, and then once this dries down, it kind of goes away. But when you smell these side by side, this does open up with a very sour note to it. And I don't get the leather as much in woody sandalwood as I do in Santal 33. If you guys have been watching me, you know that I enjoy leather in my perfumes. And I do pick it up more in Santal 33. Again, when you put nose to skin. I will say that the longevity on Santal 33 is much more. This is a next day perfume on me. I know on some people I read that this disappears on them, but I did smell that perfume lingering on my skin when I did like my overnight test, and I didn't really smell this one, but this one did stay on my skin for a good 6 hours. So I'm gonna say that this is more of a 5 to 6 hour scent, but I do think that's because it's more of a fresh kind of scent, not like a straight freshie, but there's something about this scent that's definitely a year-round scent, but one that I would probably want to revisit more in the summertime. Sorry if you can hear my dog snoring. It almost reminds me of like being in a rainforest. There's also a little bit of a cucumber melon sort of vibe to me. Maybe not so much melon, but something about it when I put it on gave me like a cucumber. Have you ever drank cucumber water where it's infused? And then it has like cedar and a woodiness to it. It's a very interesting scent, both of these. Very interesting. I will say Santal 33 is a little bit more interesting because of that leather note that I pick up more, but again, at the dry down, these are very close in the air. It's when you put nose to skin that you can pick up the slight differences. Now, I did get Oriental Cherry. That one's very close. So Oriental Cherry, and this one is duping Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. And I did pick up a decant of that. But Oriental Cherry has top notes of cherry, almond, cinnamon, middle notes of cloves, rose, jasmine, plum, and base notes of Peru balsam, tonka bean, and vanilla. I actually wore this yesterday walking with my mom, and she was like, what are you wearing? I would say that Tom Ford's Lost Cherry projects better for like the first hour, and then they both settle to really nice in your bubble kind of scents. In this case, this one lasted longer than Tom Ford. I still got a good 5 to 6 hours out of Tom Ford, but this one stayed lingering on my skin till the next day. So this did pass the next day test. And usually I, take a shower. Now these days that I'm home, I do take a shower late. So probably by, I would say 10, I'm showered and, got my scent on. And when I wake up the next morning around 6:30, this was lingering on my skin. I will say that these two dry down to be more similar to my nose, but in the opening again, I'll spray it up higher. So of course at initial spray, you get more of the alcohol. And the cherry in Tom Ford's Lost Cherry is more realistic smelling, more authentic. You can smell like the bitter almond, and the cherry in here is a little more tart. There is a top note and a mid note of sour cherry and Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. And then it is more like a cherry liqueur. And then when this one opens up, it's more of a cherry, but you have to wait for like that alcohol to kind of dry down. And then once it starts to dry down, you get more of the nuttiness, but it doesn't quite get like that sour cherry and quite as like liquor. There is a note of liquor, which does this have? I don't think this has notes of liquor. Let me look up the notes. Boy, he's really snoring. Sorry about that, guys. But the notes in Tom Ford's Lost Cherry are sour cherry, bitter almond, liquor, sour cherry, plum, Turkish rose, jasmine sambac, tonka bean, Peru balsam, vanilla, benzoin, cinnamon, sandalwood, cedar, cloves, vetiver, and patchouli. So yeah, I would say Tom Ford's definitely more of a like liqueur. It's more boozy. But guys, once this dries down, and because that's what you're gonna get in the top. The opening of Tom Ford's cologne is amazing. Like, it is so good. And the opening on this one is nice. But the opening on Tom Ford's Lost Cherry, but for $205, $350, that gorgeous top note doesn't last on my skin. It lasts for about 20-30 minutes and then it's gone. When I had my mom smell these perfumes, she could not tell the difference. See, it's already starting to go. Once that goes away, it does to me smell very similar. These two are definitely closer. Oriental Cherry and Tom Ford's Lost Cherry, so much so that I don't know that I would want to spend that high price tag just for the opening, because the opening in Tom Ford's Lost Cherry is stunning, gorgeous, but they dry down to be too similar to justify that much of a price. And Lost Cherry, that's a scent that I have to be in the mood for. I have to be in the mood for a cherry scent. So giveaway time. I am going to be giving away Woody Sandalwood just because this isn't my kind of scent. So if somebody else can enjoy it, I would prefer that. And I'm also going to be giving away the little Oriental Cherry. So that way you can try Oriental Cherry. So if this is a house that you would be interested in, then you'll get the Woody Sandalwood and then the Oriental Cherry sample. And it doesn't come with a lot. They just put enough in there for you to tell if you like it. But I figured that would be enough that if you like it and you want to pick it up, it's a $39 perfume. So if you want to be entered into the giveaway, and again, this is Woody Sandalwood. It is duping Santal 33. This is a unisex fragrance. If you want to go ahead and be entered into the giveaway, go ahead and like this video. Be sure that you're subscribed and leave me a comment with your Instagram handle or a way that I could reach you, so that way if you are selected, I can reach out to you. If you're not comfortable with leaving your information, just put something saying that you would be interested and I will announce it in the community tab, and then hopefully you can get back to me. Let me know in the comments below, do you guys have any of these perfumes or what are your thoughts on them? But that will do it for today's video. I hope you liked it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and if you like me and haven't already subscribed to my channel, I would really appreciate it if you subscribed. Click the notification bell so you know when I upload, and until next time, guys.